Okay, here we go. This could be our fight of the night here. It's our featured prelim, Mateusz Gamrot versus Guram Kutateladze. Who do we got up first on this one? Is it DFS by the numbers? Let's roll with DFS.
All right, yeah, it's going to be a really good fight here, and I'm kind of interested. Like, the line is minus 320, and I don't really agree with that. I think Kutateladze, like, I was actually impressed with the guy. I mean, he's going to have some power here. He's going to be the more dangerous fighter, but just watching tape on Gamrot, like, he looks like he's the real deal. He's way more defensively sound. He's a very technical striker. The problem with Gamrot is he's not much of a finisher. He's pretty low volume as well, so I feel like this could get a little bit sketchy here, but I'm going to go with him. I think he has multiple paths to victory. He has pretty solid takedown game, pretty solid ground game as well. I think he's going to ride out a decision. Kutateladze, he's very, very tough. He's never been knocked out. And I think Gamrot's the much better fighter. It's just minus 320. I don't know if I agree with that, because Kutateladze is dangerous. And I think if there is a finish, it's going to come from the Kutateladze side. But Gamrot has showed a good chin so far. He's never been knocked out, obviously. So I'm going to go with him. I think if I was to play something on this fight, which I'm probably not, but minus 135 by decision, I don't see Kutateladze getting knocked out by Gamrot. I don't see him getting a submission here. Kutateladze has pretty solid grappling himself, but Gamrot by decision is probably my preferred play. But at minus 320, I think it's an okay parlay piece, but I'm probably not going to parlay it myself.
There you go. Cody Saftik, how do you feel about this one?
Yeah, so the only thing with Gamrot is, I like to call him Polish GSP. He just finds a way to win, man. Sometimes it's not the prettiest, but he just gets the job done. His wrestling's pretty solid. His striking's pretty solid. He does everything pretty good. Wrestling's obviously his strong suit. If he can get you down, he's got very good top control. He's not really much of a finisher, and that's where I go back to the GSP analogy here. It's just winning the fight is the most important thing, and that's why you see him come in with a 17-0 record. It looks spectacular. But here's the one thing. GSP used to go out there, didn't really matter what the odds were on him. He won very decisively. Gamrot, it's always a sweat. Always, always, always. You've been able to bet his KSW career, but just to go through it really quickly, his last fight against Marian Zalowski, he's a minus 635 favorite. He greased one through. Didn't look good. I mean, close fight. Definitely not that kind of lined up. Kleber Cook Oist, minus 300 favorite. Gregory Skulowski, minus 370 favorite. Both Norman Parks fight. He's a minus 160 and a minus 180 favorite. Hanato Gomez, 4-1. Mansur Banuri, who's absolute badass, 6-1. Like, he is a massive favorite in all of these spots. And I'll be honest with you guys, it's not like he goes out there and smashes opponents to blitz. It's close fights. His striking is technical. It's sharp. He's defensively minded, but he lacks power. He stopped Norman Park the third time, but I mean, it's on a cut stoppage, nasty cut, and his hands look much improved. He's definitely been working on that a lot on his game, but naturally, he wants to get to that wrestling. He wants to get to establish in the top position and just grinding away at you in 5-round fights. That's what he's built for. He's a KSW champion. He fights 5 rounds routinely. No problem. Cardio, not an issue. Now that you're only getting him to fight 3 rounds, he should be able to just go and empty the clip on you. But it's not his style. He's basically just going to go out there and control. When I look at the minus 290, the minus 300 price tag on him, debuting fighter, 17-0, how much of that's padded? He's going from fighting, for the most part, unranked fighters. I like Norman Park a lot. But outside of Norman Park, a lot of unranked fighters on the KSW Polish regional scene to now coming to the UFC and taking on a fellow debuting fighter. Don't get me wrong. But, you just never know if anything's going to affect him. However, as my boy DFS by the numbers said, minus 125 by decision, that's the move. I think you take Gamrot. I think you take Gamrot by decision on the basis of that. Yeah, I think he's a superior fighter. He is going to eventually get those takedowns. With his opponent, Kutateladze, listen, this guy throws bombs. There's no doubt that Guram Kutateladze throws bombs. He's got big power, but he's also really susceptible to the takedowns. I mean, he gets taken down routinely. And even in the fights that he's knocking out, obviously the classic example would be that last fight against Felipe Silva. Man, he's just throwing caution to the wind. Like, he's getting stung, he's throwing. They're wild. They're very loopy hooks. Nothing super technical. The guy's just got a lot of power. I think if you're Mateusz Gamrot, you just come in here and you don't bother with the power. You just take this guy down, you rinse and repeat. Should he be able to do it for 3 rounds? Yeah, no problem. He normally does it for 5 rounds. And as much as he probably wants to show everybody he's been making improvements to the striking, now's not the time. Go out there, secure that first UFC victory, move to 18-0, start getting paid for some bigger money fights maybe, and then show everybody what you're all about and fight for entertainment. But for the time being, I mean, Guram is a training partner of Kazmat Chimaev. He trains at All Stars in Sweden. I mean, he's got a lot of these Russian guys backing him. He's Georgian. All those guys are ridiculously strong. But he's not a grappler. That's the key thing here, is that if those guys like to take you down and smash you, whereas he's most just stand my ground, fire back big combos at you, throw those big hands at you, big kicks on him, try to knock you out. And I just don't think it's going to bode well against Gamrot, who should just be able to go out there and secure takedown. So give me Mateusz Gamrot. Yeah, he's probably going to end up being in some parlays. Not like the key parlays, I don't think. I don't think he's like one of my lock of the night type guys, but I do have faith in him. And then beyond that, love to improve that price tag and take that by decision at minus 125.
Sounds very strategically sound to me. Guru, what do you think?
Yeah, man, I'm actually more confident that Gamrot's going to get the win here. I mean, looking at Kutateladze, I do think he's kind of a dangerous guy, like a herky-jerky striker. He has a good head kick, but it didn't seem like he really dealt with forward pressure very well. He would back up to the cage and just look for pool counters. And, I mean, if those never come, which, you know, Gamrot's really good with feinting, with footwork, I don't think he's going to walk into anything like that. I mean, it's possible, but I feel like he's going to just drown him with the forward pressure. He doesn't have a lot of power, but he throws a lot of volume, and then he can grapple as well. So like you guys said, he's not a big finisher, so I'm not sure he's going to be able to go out there and get a finish, but I'm not that like impressed with Kutateladze. I mean, I don't think his grappling is that good. I think his striking he's powerful, but it's kind of just like unrefined and a little bit wild. So if someone gives him like a 50-50 brawl, like Felipe Silva was like running in wild and he caught him with that left hook going backwards. I mean, he definitely has a lot of power, but I just feel like overall Gamrot is, better on the feet, better on the ground, and should probably like dominate all over in this fight.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, I'm with you guys. I feel like one of the main things that I keep seeing people want to bring up about Kutateladze is the fact that he trains with Chimaev. Like maybe a little bit of that smash is going to rub off on him. I mean, we've seen this time and time again where we talk about people, hey, main training partner of John Jones, this guy's legit. You know, it just turns out it's not necessarily the case, man. Some of these guys just, you know, it doesn't matter who you train with. You're just not, they're different animals, you know? So give me Gamrot. Boy, you guys got me thinking about that Gamrot by decision. I was thinking possibly, maybe I work him into a parlay. I really don't like betting on UFC debutantes. And here we have a debuting fighter going up against a debuting fighter. Oh, I'm going to have to break two rules at the same time to place a bet here. But you guys got me thinking, not going to pull the trigger yet, but I just might. I'm liking the way that decision sounds. So give me Gamrot. Nothing yet, but oof. Might cook up something by the time we get here. Stick with us on Twitter and Instagram, guys. Sometimes we pull the trigger later on, we'll let you know. So we'll get to that later tonight when we throw it around the horn.